guys, welcome to Bomb Anime. It's your girl,
Ruka.
and Big Boy Summer here, bringing you another episode of Paranoia Agent. You know what it is. Let's get right into it.
I ended up with more questions than answers after watching this episode. I would say it's the most confusing episode so far.
I disagree. I don't think it's confusing. I thought it was pointless. There was no strand from beginning to end. It felt like a collage of whispers to old stories that we've listened to coming together without any cohesion. So I'm glad you had questions, because the only question I had is WTF.
Well, I feel like this episode is preparing us for what I've been saying, which is a reckoning for all of these people. You saw the guy who makes the dolls. He had a bunch of dolls made of all the people who had done something or been involved in a shonen bat incident. He made a doll of himself, interestingly enough. So I feel like the final episode, we are definitely going to see some kind of reckoning for those people who have done really the worst things. The bottom of the barrel, the bottom of society.
I hope you're right, because then it would kind of make sense this episode. But taking this episode by itself, the only thing I kind of enjoyed or gripped me was the whole Batman analog situation.
Radar Man.
Radar Man. I'm Radar Man. To be honest, it was actually pretty cool. And it did, pick up on that episode that was like an RPG, hero-style shonen situation. And then it went to the left real quick.
Well, Radar Man, who is the detective... sorry.
Radar Man.
The detective...
Yeah.
...has actually picked up... It's so strange. He's picked up from where Shonen Bat left off, because Shonen Bat thought himself a hero.
Yes.
Not a villain.
Yes.
And he had this great gold sword. He had a certain type of look. And now the detective seems like he's picked up that mantelpiece. He has a bat that he's envisioning as a sword, but yet he's fighting Shonen Bat. Is he attacking people?
Yeah, you know what? I was getting that vibe as well, because at the end of the day, everyone we've seen, not just Shonen Bat, but everyone we've seen live in their own world has been a bad guy. Every single one of them.
Cake cheese.
Wife was in her own world.
Yeah.
She's not a bad person
Look
that
at
I
her
can
house.
see.
Look at her house.
Yeah, she smashed it up a bit.
Who's making the money? You said it last episode.
I know I
you
did.
Called it.
I mean, I did say that, but at the same time, if you are dealing with a terminal illness and you've been sick your whole life, you might get to the point where you want to smash up a few things. Like, that doesn't make her a bad person. She had a moment. She switched a little bit. Yeah, I know. I went hard on her the last. I know. I went hard on her the last
pancake?
Oh, shut up.
Pancake.
She's going through some things. Smashing up her place doesn't make her a bad person. It makes her not having a forethought for the future. But then again, how much of a future was she really going to have? Did she get that operation?
I'll just order a side of Ruka with some maple syrup, please, because she's clearly a pancake.
Oh my god.
But okay, let's even put her to the side. I was thinking more like the officer, the one who went into crime, when he thought he was doing the hero stuff. The one whose daughter caught the cameras.
Oh.
Yeah, he thought he was a hero, but really he wasn't, and Radar Man is here doing the most.
True.
Now, the only person I can say isn't a bad guy that's in his own little world is Kari, that we know so far. Who knows? Next episode might drop a lot of bombs going, this guy was bad because of X, this person was bad because of Y, and you lot didn't notice it until you go back and rewatch the whole thing and go, who knows? But I'm just saying, this episode for me, I kind of think it was a waste of time. Give me the finale. I'm ready.
Hold that thought.
Uh-oh.
Ikari is a detective, right? He was on this Shonen Bat case. He was talking about a case that happened 10 years ago that had not been resolved. Now we found out in this episode that that same person was Sakiko. He didn't make that connection.
He's crap at his job.
You've been saying this whole time that he's good at his job, and we have seen evidence that he does seem to get results.
I'll take
no matter what his methods are, he does seem to get results.
I'll take a big boy summer with a side of maple syrup because I guess I'm a pancake.
Oh, for God's sake.
I'm flipping on this one.
Okay.
Clearly bad at his job if you can't make this connection when some young gun has come in, not knowing the situation, no longer part of the police force, and has done his job to get to this connection. This was the most basic of connections because we all knew Sakiko was tapped and there was something wrong with her and no one investigated any deeper.
This is what I was saying last episode. He was never interested in doing proper police work. He was only here for the pats on the back. Oh, wow, you've done so great. He only wanted the childhood dream of cops and robbers, which is ridiculous. Okay, when we're all kids, people, everyone has like that childhood dream. Oh, I want to be a shopkeeper. I want to be a firefighter. I want to be a policeman. There's the ones that come up over and over again. I want to be a police officer, cops and robbers. Like, come the hell on. How old is this dude? He's looks like he's of retirement age. I was a bit nice last week because I said 40, 50.
All right.
But dude looks like he's ready to retire. But what I do want to say about this episode and how strange it was and how we had the 2D world and all these weird things that are happening, the ghosts that we think that we saw a few episodes before, is purgatory.
First of all, before we dive deep into that, I'd just like to say, Ruka was right! Okay, Ikari is rubbish at his job. Said it. Right. Now, is this purgatory? Probably. I mean, look at it. It does seem very purgatorial, doesn't it? There's demons, there's little dolly angels, I guess, or fairies or something. Do you get what I mean? There's this presence going around in the city. There's a mimetic dog doll going around that everyone is seeming to get comfort from. And it looks close enough to be, but not quite the real world. So, is it purgatory?
You've got all the Maromi balloons disappearing at the same time.
God.
Including the doll maker. Even on his very shirt, Maromi disappeared from his shirt and appeared on the doll version of him. Like, how much can we keep saying that this person's crazy, that person's crazy, every single person is crazy? And I get it. Of course, in every society, in every section of the world, you have got terrible people, but there's so many bad people in this one, and they're all gathered together, and they're all somehow connected.
Okay. We're saying that all of these guys are bad. I don't think they're all bad. I mean, like, look at Manua. He's going nuts, so crazy, trying to solve this case. Is that a bad guy? Unless he is actually beating people now.
I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about all the clear bad people that we've seen in this that are completely interconnected together. And I still feel like we don't have the full picture, even at this late stage in the episodes. We are on the the penultimate episode to the finale, and I still don't feel like I have the full story. For instance, the old man.
Yes.
I thought we were gonna get some kind of backstory or insight into him. It never came.
He seems to be like the harbinger of something.
Right. So he was the one writing on the floor, predicting things, and now he's passed away and he seems to be ushering people into another
stage.
Yeah.
Okay, we can both agree that we've not been told everything and we don't know everything. But I'm saying this episode was a total, mind mess. I'm literally not sure of anything anymore. Everything that I have said in every episode that we've done of this has been refuted in the very next episode. Do you get what I mean? Nothing makes sense. Are the animators trolling us? It's this one long troll where they go, haha, you think this is happening, but actually this has happened. Every episode has been like that. And I'm just like, you know what? Hands in the air, I'm being trolled, fam. Good job, guys. You had me for the whole 12 episodes, but you won't get me this time.
I disagree. I feel like they've put way too much effort into this for it to just be a huge troll. Also, we've got a few things coming full circle. So we had Manoa go back to Sakiko's dad and find out some things from her past, and he showed him a bat that he had carried around and said that he would get revenge on Sakiko's attacker, even though he didn't believe she had been attacked back then. And then we've got the whole shonen bat incident that involves her. She was the first person to get attacked. So this bat is of significance in a lot of ways. So Sakiko's childhood had this bat involved. Her dad was going to get revenge for her on her behalf. And then you had Shonen Bat take up the bat to protect, to help those who are cornered, the hero. Then you've got Manoa taking on that same bat to be again the hero that finally ends Shonen Bat. We've got these themes that are going on throughout. It might seem like a disjointed episode, but I don't feel like it is.
So what you're saying is something's there, but you're not quite sure and you can't put your finger on it.
I'm saying I think that this is a possible purgatory. It feels a little bit like Lost to me.
Bad memories, don't say this show. Oh. But, okay, Lost aside. With this episode, okay, I can get why you're getting Lost vibes, because at the end of the day, that would be a P take if that happened. However, how is that not the same as me being trolled by the animators?
Well, I guess it depends how you look at it. But what cemented it for me was when Ikari's wife was in the elevator with the old man who's already passed, and he said, "What floor would you like to go on?" And she said, "Wherever my husband is." And he said, "Okay."
So does that mean her husband's dead?
I'm not sure. I feel like maybe they might all be. And they're here
to right some wrong.
They need to make it right.
I don't know.
Some people just keep effing up.
Because if that is the case, yeah, I've wasted my time.
But have you? Did you enjoy everything that you've watched?
Yes and no. Yes, I enjoyed it, and yes, I wanted to know what happened. But I don't know if that's the completionist in me, or if it was because of this really weird, trippy, cool anime. Now, that's fine. Be weird, trippy, and cool, but don't end it basic, because that would really pee me off.
Let's move on from this, and let's ask the question that none of us have asked. Did Sakiko kill Hatamura? He attacked her in the car. As soon as she jumped out the whip, his car's whipped around a pole.
I believe she did, and I've got receipts. Look, every time Sakiko gets into trouble, she's always basically saved. Every time she gets anyone following her, that person gets attacked. Kawazu, first shonen bat, and now this guy.
I said from the beginning, did she attack Kawazu?
Yeah.
Come on.
So Sakiko's not as feral as she seems to be. We're just not shown that deep side of her. Do you get what I mean?
What is she running from? Because she started to go crazy when Manoa contacted her and said to her, "I know everything." She panicked, she flipped, and immediately Moromi, who is her protector, the person who tells her not to think about certain things, keeps her memories locked. Moromi is basically like another personality that protects her from the truths in her life.
Yeah, it's a defense mechanism.
Right.
It's like the whole dissociative identity disorder or something like that. If a trauma happens, then obviously your personality kicks in to save the day.
Which we already covered very early on because we immediately saw that with Sakiko.
Yeah.
So guys, let us know what you think in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe and share.
Peace.